Question 1. Which project management process group involves defining a new project or a new phase of an existing project by obtaining authorization? A. Planning process group. B. Initiating process group. C. Executing process group. D. Closing process group. Answer: B. Initiating process group. The initiating process group is where a project or a new phase officially begins, focusing on defining the project and obtaining formal authorization to start. This includes activities like developing the project charter and identifying initial stakeholders, which formally kicks off the project. For example, before any detailed planning can occur, the project must first be approved and given a mandate. Understanding this foundational step is crucial because without proper initiation, a project lacks official recognition and direction. Question 2. A document that formally authorizes the existence of a project and provides the project manager with the authority to apply organizational resources to project activities is known as the A. Project Management Plan. B. Scope Baseline. C. Project Charter. D. Work Breakdown Structure, WBS. Answer: C. Project Charter. The Project Charter is a foundational document in project management, serving as the official authorization for a project's existence and granting the project manager the authority to use organizational resources. It also outlines the project's purpose, high-level objectives, and key stakeholders. For instance, without a signed project charter, a project manager might struggle to gain the necessary commitment and resources from functional managers or team members. Always remember that this document is the project's official birth certificate, providing formal recognition and empowerment. Question 3. What is the primary purpose of a work breakdown structure, WBS? A. To identify project risks. B. To define project team roles and responsibilities. C. To decompose the project scope into smaller, more manageable components. D. To track project costs and budget. Answer: C. To decompose the project scope into smaller, more manageable components. The work breakdown structure, WBS, is a hierarchical decomposition of the total scope of work to be carried out by the project team to accomplish project objectives and create the required deliverables. It breaks down the project into smaller, more manageable work packages, making it easier to estimate, plan, and control the work. For example, building a house could be broken down into foundation, framing, roofing, and interior work. This systematic approach ensures that all necessary work is identified and organized, providing a clear roadmap for project execution. Question 4. In an Agile project, which role is responsible for ensuring the team adheres to Agile values and principles, and coaches the team in self-organization and cross-functionality? A. Product Owner. B. Scrum Master. C. Project Manager. D. Development Team Member. Answer: B. Scrum Master. The Scrum Master serves as a servant leader for the Scrum team, responsible for ensuring Scrum is understood and enacted. This role coaches the team in self-organization and cross-functionality, helps remove impediments, and facilitates Scrum events. For example, if a team member is struggling with a technical dependency, the Scrum Master would help find a solution or escalate the issue. The Scrum Master's focus is on process facilitation and team improvement, enabling the team to be as productive as possible. Question 5. The technique used to estimate the duration or cost of an activity or a project using historical data from a similar activity or project is called A. Parametric estimating. B. Three-point estimating. C. Analogous estimating. D. Bottom-up estimating. Answer: C. Analogous estimating. Analogous estimating is a top-down estimation technique that uses the actual duration or cost of a previous, similar project as the basis for estimating the duration or cost of the current project. It's often used when there is limited detailed information available early in the project. For example, if you built a similar small house in 2 months last year, you might estimate a new, similar small house will also take 2 months. This method is generally less accurate but quick, serving as a useful initial estimate. Question 6. Which project management knowledge area focuses on the processes required to ensure that the project includes all the work required, and only the work required, to complete the project successfully? A. Project schedule management. B. Project cost management. C. Project scope management. D. Project quality management. Answer: C. Project scope management. Project scope management is the knowledge area dedicated to ensuring that the project encompasses all the work needed to deliver the product, service, or result, and nothing extra. It involves defining, validating, and controlling what is and is not included in the project. For instance, clearly defining the features of a new software application at the start helps prevent scope creep later on. Maintaining a clear scope helps the project stay focused and avoids unnecessary work, which is vital for efficient project execution. Question 7. A document describing how project risks will be identified, analyzed, and responded to is known as the A. Risk Register. B. Risk Report. C. Risk Management Plan. D. Issue Log. Answer: C. Risk Management Plan. The Risk Management Plan is a crucial document that outlines the methodology for managing risks throughout the project lifecycle. It details how risk management activities will be performed, including how risks will be identified, analyzed, responded to, and monitored. For example, it might specify who is responsible for risk updates or what tools will be used for risk analysis. This plan doesn't list the risks themselves, but rather provides the framework for how the team will deal with them, ensuring a systematic approach to uncertainty. Question 8. In which project management process group are most of the project's budget and resources consumed? A. Planning Process Group. B. Initiating Process Group. C. Executing Process Group. D. Monitoring and Controlling Process Group. Answer: C. Executing Process Group. The Executing Process Group is where the work defined in the project management plan is performed to achieve the project's objectives. This is typically the longest phase of a project and consumes the majority of its budget and resources as the actual deliverables are created. For example, in a construction project, laying the foundation and erecting the structure would occur during execution. It's where the project team actively carries out the tasks, making it the most resource-intensive phase. Question 9. What is a key characteristic of an adaptive, agile, life cycle in project management? A. High predictability and low change tolerance. B. Detailed upfront planning and fixed scope. C. Iterative and incremental delivery with high change tolerance. D. Focus on traditional phases like design, build, and test sequentially. Answer: C. Iterative and incremental delivery with high change tolerance. Adaptive, or agile, life cycles are characterized by their iterative and incremental nature, delivering value in small, frequent releases. This approach embraces change and allows for continuous feedback and adjustment throughout the project. For example, developing a software product using Agile might involve releasing working features every few weeks rather than waiting for a single, large release at the end. This flexibility allows projects to adapt quickly to evolving requirements and customer feedback, making them ideal for environments with high uncertainty. Question 10. The process of gathering all project artifacts, performing final closeout procedures, and formally releasing the project team is part of which process group? A. Executing Process Group. B. Monitoring and Controlling Process Group. C. Closing Process Group. D. Planning Process Group. Answer: C. Closing Process Group. The closing process group involves formalizing the acceptance of the project or phase and bringing it to an orderly end. Key activities include obtaining final acceptance of deliverables, releasing resources, conducting lessons learned, and archiving project documents. For example, after all construction work is completed and accepted, the closing process would involve turning over the keys, finalizing contracts, and disbanding the construction team. This final stage ensures that all project activities are formally completed and documented. Question 11. Which document provides a narrative description of the product, service, or result to be delivered by the project? A. Work Breakdown Structure, WBS. B. Project Management Plan. C. Project Scope Statement. D. Requirements Traceability Matrix. Answer: C. Project Scope Statement. The Project Scope Statement is a detailed narrative description of the project scope, including major deliverables, project objectives, and acceptance criteria. It defines what is included and excluded from the project, providing a common understanding among stakeholders. For example, in a website development project, the scope statement would list specific pages, functionalities, and technologies to be used. This document is essential for managing stakeholder expectations and preventing scope creep by clearly outlining the boundaries of the project work. Question 12. What is the purpose of conducting a lessons learned session at the end of a project or phase? A. To formally close out contracts. B. To release the project team members. C. To identify successes and failures for future project improvement. D. To get final approval from the customer. Answer: C. To identify successes and failures for future project improvement. A lessons learned session is a critical part of project closure, focused on reviewing the project's performance to identify what went well, what went wrong, and what could be done better in future projects. The insights gained are documented and archived to become part of the organizational process assets. For example, documenting that a new communication tool greatly improved team collaboration can inform future project choices. This practice helps the organization learn from its experiences and continuously improve its project management practices. Question 13. Which project document describes the project's management approach, including how the project will be executed, monitored and controlled, and closed? A. Project Charter. B. Project Management Plan. C. Scope Baseline. D. Stakeholder Register. Answer: B. Project Management Plan. The Project Management Plan is the comprehensive document that defines how the project will be executed, monitored, controlled, and closed. It integrates and consolidates all subsidiary management plans and baselines, serving as the primary source of information for how the project will deliver the intended product, service, or result. For example, it would specify how changes are managed, how quality is assured, and how communications are handled. This plan is essentially the rulebook for the project, guiding every aspect of its lifecycle. Question 14. In an Agile context, what is a sprint or iteration? A. The final phase of product release. B. A short, time-boxed period during which a Scrum team works to complete a set amount of work. C. A meeting where stakeholders review project progress. D. The total duration of the project. Answer: B. A short, time-boxed period during which a Scrum team works to complete a set amount of work. In Agile methodologies like Scrum, a sprint, or iteration, is a fixed, short period, typically 1 to 4 weeks, during which the team focuses on completing a specific set of work from the product backlog. The goal is to produce a potentially shippable increment of the product by the end of each sprint. For example, a team might commit to developing and testing 3 new features within a 2-week sprint. This time-boxed approach provides rhythm and predictability, allowing for frequent inspection and adaptation. Question 15. The project manager is reviewing the team's progress against the established project schedule baseline. This activity is part of which process group? A. Planning process group. B. Executing process group. C. Monitoring and controlling process group. D. Closing process group. Answer: C. Monitoring and Controlling Process Group. The Monitoring and Controlling Process Group involves tracking, reviewing, and regulating the progress and performance of the project, identifying any areas where the plan may require changes, and initiating those changes. Comparing actual progress to the schedule baseline falls directly within this group's activities. For example, if a task is taking longer than planned, the project manager monitors this deviation and may decide to take corrective action. This continuous oversight helps ensure the project stays on track and meets its objectives. Question 16. What is the primary benefit of involving stakeholders early in the project life cycle? A. To reduce the project budget. B. To ensure all project risks are eliminated. C. To gain their support, manage expectations, and reduce potential resistance. D. To delegate all project tasks to them. Answer: C. To gain their support, manage expectations, and reduce potential resistance. Early stakeholder involvement is crucial for project success because it helps in identifying their needs and expectations, gaining their commitment, and mitigating potential conflicts or resistance later on. When stakeholders feel heard and included, they are more likely to support the project's objectives. For instance, consulting users during the initial design phase of a new system can prevent costly rework later if their needs were misunderstood. Engaging stakeholders early builds trust and fosters a collaborative environment, making the project journey smoother. Question 17. The process of documenting and managing project changes throughout the project life cycle is called A. Scope definition. B. Risk analysis. C. Integrated change control. D. Quality assurance. Answer: C. Integrated change control. Integrated change control is the process of reviewing all change requests, approving changes, and managing changes to deliverables, organizational process assets, project documents, and the project management plan. It ensures that only approved changes are incorporated and that the impact of changes is considered across all aspects of the project. For example, if a client requests a new feature, integrated change control would involve assessing its impact on scope, schedule, and cost before approving it. This process maintains consistency and avoids uncontrolled modifications that could derail the project. Question 18. What is a key characteristic of a predictive, waterfall, life cycle in project management? A. High adaptability to changing requirements. B. Requirements are defined early and changes are tightly controlled. C. Iterative development with frequent customer feedback. D. Best suited for projects with evolving scope and high uncertainty. Answer: B. Requirements are defined early and changes are tightly controlled. A predictive, or waterfall, life cycle is characterized by a sequential approach where requirements are defined upfront and clearly understood before design and execution begin. Changes are typically managed through a strict change control process. For example, in building a conventional bridge, all engineering plans and specifications are finalized before construction commences. This approach is best suited for projects where the scope is stable and well-defined, providing a clear path from start to finish. Question 19. Which document is used to record and track identified risks, including their probability, impact, and planned responses? A. Risk Management Plan. B. Issue Log. C. Risk Register. D. Assumption Log. Answer: C. Risk Register. The risk register is a living document that records all identified risks, their attributes, like likelihood and potential impact, and the planned responses to mitigate or address them. It's continuously updated throughout the project life cycle as new risks are identified or existing ones change. For example, it might list supplier delay as a risk, with a moderate probability and high impact, and specify finding an alternative supplier as the response. This centralized log helps the team proactively manage uncertainties and potential problems. Question 20. When a project manager is ensuring that all required quality standards and processes are being followed, they are performing activities related to A. Plan quality management. B. Control quality. C. Manage quality. D. Quality audits. Answer: C. Manage quality. Manage quality, also known as quality assurance, is the process of auditing the quality requirements and the results from quality control measurements to ensure that appropriate quality standards and operational definitions are used. It focuses on the processes themselves to ensure they are effective and contribute to meeting quality objectives. For example, checking if the team is consistently following the documented testing procedures is part of managing quality. This ensures that the methods used to create deliverables are sound, leading to better product outcomes. Question 21. What is the main purpose of a kickoff meeting at the beginning of a project? A. To formally approve project changes. B. To resolve all project issues. C. To unite the project team and stakeholders, share the project vision, and set expectations. D. To conduct a detailed risk analysis. Answer: C. To unite the project team and stakeholders, share the project vision, and set expectations. A kickoff meeting is a crucial event at the start of a project, serving to officially launch the project, bring the project team and key stakeholders together, and ensure everyone has a shared understanding of the project's objectives, scope, and initial plans. It's an opportunity to build team cohesion and gain collective buy-in. For example, during a kickoff, the project sponsor might reiterate the business value of the project, energizing the team. This meeting sets the stage for collaboration and aligns expectations for the work ahead. Question 22. In which project management knowledge area would a project manager develop a schedule baseline and monitor schedule performance? A. Project cost management. B. Project schedule management. C. Project resource management. D. Project integration management. Answer: B. Project schedule management. Project schedule management is the knowledge area concerned with the processes required to manage the timely completion of the project. This includes defining activities, sequencing them, estimating durations, developing the schedule, and controlling changes to the schedule. For example, creating a Gantt chart and tracking task progress against it are core activities in this area. Mastering schedule management helps ensure the project is delivered on time, a critical success factor for any project. Question 23. What is the primary role of the product owner in a Scrum project? A. To lead the daily stand-up meetings. B. To manage the project budget and resources. C. To maximize the value of the product resulting from the work of the development team. D. To remove impediments for the development team. Answer: C. To maximize the value of the product resulting from the work of the development team. The product owner is responsible for maximizing the value of the product created by the development team. This role achieves this by managing and clearly communicating the product backlog, ensuring that the team is working on the most valuable items first. For instance, they might prioritize features based on market demand or customer feedback to deliver the highest impact. The product owner serves as the voice of the customer and stakeholders, guiding the team's efforts towards delivering valuable outcomes. Question 24. Which of the following is an example of an organizational process asset, OPA? A. Project charter. B. Enterprise environmental factors. C. Lessons learned repository. D. Stakeholder register. Answer: C. Lessons learned repository. Organizational process assets, OPAs, are the plans, processes, policies, procedures, and knowledge bases specific to and used by the performing organization. A lessons learned repository, which stores historical information about past projects, including successes, failures, and recommendations, is a prime example. For instance, a company's template for risk management plans or a database of past project schedules are also OPAs. These assets provide valuable historical data and guidance, helping project teams improve their efficiency and effectiveness. Question 25. The process of identifying all people or organizations impacted by the project and documenting relevant information regarding their interests, involvement, and influence is called A. Plan stakeholder engagement. B. Identify stakeholders. C. Manage stakeholder engagement. D. Monitor stakeholder engagement. Answer: B. Identify stakeholders. Identify stakeholders is the process of identifying all individuals or organizations who are impacted by the project and documenting relevant information about their interests, involvement, and potential influence on project success. This foundational step helps the project manager understand who needs to be engaged and how. For example, identifying the local community near a construction site as a key stakeholder group is crucial for managing potential concerns. Proper identification allows for effective stakeholder engagement strategies to be developed and implemented.